Welcome into this week's episode of the Irish Fantasy Punch. Dan, Shane, Jamie here with you for another fantastic week of playoff football. Everyone geared up?
Well, I'm technically the only lad in the bye this week, so technically.
Yeah, tell him what boy, Jamie.
No, we don't need to say that. There's a 12 and there's a 2, but I won't say which order. Yeah.
It's not in that order anyway.
Any other mad Christmas week stories going?
No,
I'm not going through my hardship of life again with you. We just talked about it.
The pre-show meeting was just Shane's laments.
Yeah.
It was more of a therapy session, to be fair.
Yeah, like, come on, man. It was a bad day, like.
It was a bad day. I'll give you that.
It was a bad day. And I
Yeah,
was outside all day in the freezing cold working.
It's like the coldest December ever in Ireland, so it's like minus 3 degrees basically all the time,
Yeah.
and it still hasn't snowed. We're just freezing.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
actually, I
like
think
working in an office. So this is where office work comes into play. That's fantastic.
I don't know what that's like, man. I haven't had an
So
office
cozy.
job ever.
It's lovely and cozy, you know.
You've got your computer there. You flick on to the news.
Yeah.
Are you
do
a
fuck all.
softie as well, Dan? I didn't think you did office work.
Yeah, I do a lot of office work. Yeah, I was at home
you're
today
soft
watching
one.
Christmas movies while I was on the computer.
It's such
I
a
was
great
down
job,
in
isn't
the
it?
ground in a pit of water, fucking connecting up cables at the mini pillars.
Well,
I
that's
had-
your life choices.
I was watching Ryan Reynolds play a fat guy for a few hours.
Oh, just friends.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
I didn't realize how good Anna Faris was in that until I rewatched it today.
She's a great actress. Yeah, she doesn't get enough credit. Most of her films are brilliant.
Yeah,
Name another one.
scary movie.
Off the top of my head, like, how am I supposed to know off the top of my head, lad?
You said most of her movies are great, man. You should know.
Yeah,
if they're
she had
great.
a scary movie, and that one. You know, there's 2.
Like
She was,
Morgan Freeman is great. Name a few Morgan Freeman films. I bet you it's easy.
Yeah, I'll come back to that in 2 seconds.
Google
House-
does not count. This Google has ruined the barroom debate, man.
The House Bunny. Yeah, classic.
What was that like?
No idea.
I think it probably went downhill after 2 scary movies.
Yeah.
Actually, that's about all she was in, actually, to be fair. Yeah.
And the actor.
Oh, yeah,
Just
most of her
Friends.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most of them.
Such a great actress. She only had like 3 real jobs.
Yeah, but technically, I would say they're correct. Most of her movies were good. We just don't know what the House Bunny's like yet. But we'll watch it.
What's the go-to Christmas movie?
Has
Die
to be Elf. No, Die Hard's not Christmas. Just because there's snow on it, like. This is like Stay Another Day has been a Christmas song. Like, it's not a Christmas song. They just have a couple of Christmas bells in it, like.
That is definitely a Christmas song. Do you not see
that's
those?
100%, it's 100% a Christmas song.
Yeah, but like, it does not mention Christmas once. Like, just because you put a bit of snow on
Name
it.
another time of year that's played.
Oh.
Name another time of year they play that song.
Yeah, but like, they shouldn't. Like, but I'm just saying, like, I still don't think it's a Christmas song. You know,
It
I
is
just,
a Christmas song.
Name another time of year you watch Die Hard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Suck it.
Well, it's never on any other time.
Anyway, we're here
So
to get you ready
therefore,
for the playoffs.
sorry, Dad.
Hopefully, you're in your playoffs. You're not in the cauldron of despair like the 2 boys, and you can actually have one more relevant week. Because I'm gone after this week as well, boys. So don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, in fairness, man, I don't know how you even made it. Your record is just so misleading this year. It's just so misleading.
Sour grapes. Sour grapes. Anyway, let's kick it off.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Any questions during the live stream, just dump them into the chat and we'll come back to them. Or we'll do them as we're going through the games. So San Francisco at Seattle tonight. Big question here. Are you playing Kenneth Walker with the injury against the San Francisco defense?
I'd say be a ballsy person at this point, wouldn't you? Like
I'm doing it.
Are you doing it? Oh, I don't know. Like that
No,
San
see,
Fran defense sucks so good.
It's not
don't know if I would.
ballsy. It's called desperate, Jamie. It's called desperate. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I suppose it comes back to the whole line. Like you have the likes of Walker, he's probably your top running back where you don't have anyone else, so you probably have to play him.
Not necessarily. The man was on fucking waivers for how long, and he was late. If he was picked up, he was a very late draft pick.
I took him in the 5th round of our draft.
Oh, did you? Did you actually take him that early? What did he went in most drafts? What, about the 7th or the 8th, wasn't it? He was graded out at about the 7th or 8th, wasn't he?
No, I had him the 6th because I had AJ Dillon as a keeper in the 5th.
Who's now on my roster scoring loads of points.
Anyway, would you play Kenny Walker or would you play someone like J.K. Dobbins against Cleveland?
Why do I have to play someone who's injured?
Dobbins is back. Dobbins had an all right week.
Yeah, he had a good game last week. Yeah,
I'm sure that leg is perfectly fine. I don't want to go near that.
Are we talking about Walker or Dobbins?
Both.
Yeah, which one?
I'd actually feel more comfortable playing Kenny Walker than J.K. Dobbins with a week under his belt.
Yeah, I would too, yeah.
Okay, I'll try and find another one. Maybe like Cordell Patterson against the Saints or Kenny Walker?
Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, there you go, Patterson.
I'm trying to find it. Scroll down to this list and find another name that might actually be a question. Cam Akers against Green Bay.
God, no.
Oh, God, no. Jesus, no. Are we back to trusting Cam Akers? Like, when's that been a thing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find a Mostert against Buffalo.
I probably, I'd probably take the chance on Mostert.
Yeah, I think that's an option. That's a viable option, yeah.
Yeah, because that Buffalo defense is going to have to sit back a bit with Waddle and Tyreek Hill, probably open up a few run lanes, even though Tremaine Edmonds has been brilliant in coverage and stopping the run.
There's a lot of Geno Smith questions this week, mainly because it's the San Francisco defense. But would you go Geno Smith or someone like Mike White? Mike White
I'm riding with Geno, man.
Yeah.
The Lions. So the Lions, terrible defense.
Yeah, but I think if you have Geno and like that is an option for you, like Geno's been so good all year, like you're not going to waver off him. I know the San Francisco defense is number one nearly in every category. If they aren't number one, but you're riding with Geno there. Like he's DK and Lockett are both playing out of their skin. Even the third choice wide receiver to have Goodwin seems to be getting in on the act as well. So like I think I'd stick with Geno.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's at least he's got that trust in him. Like he's never hurt you much this year. If you had him all year, he hasn't hurt you a lot. I think if you have him, you're riding with him.
We wouldn't recommend Purdy even after the big week, I would imagine.
But I do love Purdy. I'm a massive Purdy fan. I was so excited watching that game last week. I was like, go on, Purdy. I was so happy for him. I was just so happy for him. Like, man, we call him Mr. Irrelevant. I'm like, fair fucks to you, man. Fair fucks to you. But yeah, no, I won't play him. But I still haven't played him. But yeah. That's football-wise, no, not at all. But
I might just pick him up this week just since I'm out. just to play him. Fuck Tua, he was terrible last week.
And then Christian McCaffrey, we don't need to talk about that. That's auto. We have DK and Tyler.
Yeah,
I think you roll with the two, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Ayuk then.
Oh, yeah. That's your boy.
Yeah. Debo
Yeah.
out.
Has to be.
Yeah.
He looked good last week. Yeah, he looked like Party was looking at him a good bit. I think he's a solid play this week.
I'd agree.
What are we talking then? We have Kittle against Seattle. That's probably he's been bad, but you probably have to go straight for it.
Yeah. You're not going to not play Kittle there. Like especially if you have him this late into the year, playoff week, you're going to chance Kittle, like, aren't you?
Yeah, like is there much better you're going to have tight end wise at this point? Probably not. Has he hurt you massively in terms of his name value? Yes, but like in terms of a tight end, probably not. He's averaging 4 or 5 points anyway. That's when I watch you expect from a tight end.
Bad. Seattle are like the 31st, like worst against the tight end position. So you could do a lot worse this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nothing more to discuss here, really, is there? So we can move on to the Saturday games. Saturday games this week, boys.
Ooh.
Indianapolis at the Vikings. Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins. You could probably stream Cousins pretty handily. You might even be able to stream Ryan with how bad the Minnesota defense is, but I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't take the risk.
Yeah, no, that's not advice coming from this podcast. Is never.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
we're not saying that.
We're not saying that.
If
Fair
he
enough,
had a big
Cousins.
game, I would.
Yeah, he probably will now. But like, yeah, I think he played Cousins. Like, you've upside with Cousins because with the likes of Hawkins and Thielen and Jefferson there anyway. They kind of help him out a lot by making him look a little bit better than he actually is. Kinda.
The running backs in this game are pretty straightforward. Taylor and Cook, you don't really need to discuss them at all. Jefferson is an auto. Really, for the Colts, this is a very nice matchup for wide receiver. The Minnesota defense has been terrible, but Michael Pittman has just killed you all season. It's probably very hard if you made it to the playoffs for them to even look his way.
Oh yeah,
You didn't make it to the playoffs if he's your wide receiver one.
You end up like someone like me if he's your wide receiver one for half the season. You tanked the year. Yeah, no, like if you hadn't got rid of Pittman by now, you should have got rid of him by now. He's not a viable option.
Has it gotten any better for Pittman? I haven't actually seen anything like.
I think he had one up week there 3 weeks ago or something, and then that's been it for him. Something like that. Yeah, week 12 and week 11 he put together back-to-back or nice weeks for Pittman.
Yeah, that was about the time I traded him away already. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I suppose then another question is like Colts wide receivers. Would you think about Alec Pierce then maybe, or like 31st against wide receivers Minnesota are, so they are really bad, but it's just atrocious options, if you know what I mean, between these wide receivers here.
Yeah, like I think the Colts wide receivers kind of where you want to stay away from. I don't think at this point, especially now, like you're all playing playoffs at this point. Like you're not going to be messing around with the likes of Colts wide receivers. If you've made the playoffs, you have much better options than that. Like there has to be better options on the waiver too. Yeah, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't go there. I do think Alec Pierce, if anyone that's probably going to pick it up, it's probably going to be Pierce. Especially now that they're kind of out of contention, they're probably going to start giving him a lot more ball. Get him more involved in the offense, kind of ready for next year. But that's a punt. That's an awful punt.
It's not a great matchup for the Minnesota Vikings wide receivers. So, Shane, what do you think about Thielen? Like the Colts are like second best against wide receivers.
I still think I'd go with Thielen, man, and Jefferson. Like I have no issue with playing either of the two of them at all this year. I think Thielen has burnt you week to week, but he puts up big numbers then every second or third week. Like he's been consistently putting up big numbers not as consistent as a wide receiver 1, but Thielen's not your wide receiver 1 if you have him. Like, nobody drafted their wide receiver 1 in round, what was he, round 4 or 5? Like, you should have had a wide receiver 1 before that. He's not the guy on the team, so I'd be happy enough to play him wide receiver 2 flex. He's a very good flex option, a decent wide receiver 2, and he's non-existent as a wide receiver 1 for you. That'd be my assessment on him.
Yeah, I suppose the question marks people might have would be like, would you play Juju against Houston or Thielen against the Colts?
I just don't. I don't like going with the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers this year. I think, like, if you say you've been burnt by Thielen a few times and you don't want to play him, well, like, how could you justify playing a Kansas City Chief then? Like, they've been burning you all year.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think that's the kind
Fair
of
enough.
wide receiver core you want to go near. Thielen is your man there.
And then Hawkinson's moved into auto start anyway, so you don't need to really discuss that too much. Baltimore at Cleveland. This is another Saturday game. We're not really sure on Huntley at the minute, so I don't really know if it changes much at all on the Baltimore side. Realistically, on the Baltimore side, Dobbins is the only question mark after the big week last week. Would you go back to the well again?
It's a tough one, and it's one of them ones. Like, I personally wouldn't be trusting him. He's missed so much of the season. You probably already have someone else there. If you want to flex him in, yeah, work that in. As long as you have decent 1 and 2 running backs, I'd be happy enough to throw him in a flex. But I'm not banking on him.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I suppose if you're talking flex questions with him, though, would you flex J.K. Dobbins or would you flex someone like Gabe Davis against Miami?
See, Miami defense can be gotten at as well, can't they? Like, it, so
Yeah, I think
they've been better in
Dobbins
recent weeks.
Dobbins has enough more upside, especially if like Huntley is out as well. Like, the only option then they have is to run the ball. They don't have any other options, like, especially with Lamar out. So, like, the only thing they can do is give the ball to Dobbins. So, like, that is your upside there. So, in terms of Davis, Dobbins, I'd go Dobbins.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The wide receivers for Baltimore don't really matter to us at this stage. And then
God, no.
Mark Andrews, you just have to play him like.
Yeah, no, they're fucked.
It's nothing good.
Cooper's at home.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're back, baby.
Well, the first place we'll start for Cleveland is Deshaun Watson. Like, you can't play Deshaun Watson at the minute, can you? He's awful. Can't throw the ball.
No, you don't want to go there. That's just bad juju on your team as well. So just
Bad
don't do
juju.
it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't reverted back to Brissett yet. Like, maybe just give Deshaun Watson the rest of the season off. Just come back next year in training camp and see what you can do if you want to hold on to him. But I wouldn't be. I don't see the reason for keeping Deshaun Watson out there. He's been bad. Like,
Probably needs to get the rust off, though. The only way you're going to do that is with actual games, isn't it, though?
yeah, but not mid-season. Mid-season is not the time to be knocking the rust off, especially not when you can still, like, they can still qualify for playoffs.
Nick Chubb goes straight in, and then Amari Cooper's at home. So that's all the analysis needed.
Yeah. Man's going to get over 12 this week minimum.
Donovan Peoples-Jones has been very good. Would you roll again?
No, Mary Cooper's at home, so he's going to catch the ball, so they won't need Donovan Peoples-Jones. it's so stupid, but if you actually go back to their, like, home and away records, it's just ridiculous. Like,
You were very correct about that from
I'm
week 1
telling
to week. To be
like,
quite honest about it, yeah.
just for interest, like, look, Buffalo away week 11. Donovan Peoples-Jones has a 14-point week. At home, then against Tampa, he has 2.6 points. For the next 2 weeks away on the road, he has over 10 points in both games. They're back at home, so he's going to have about 2 points this week.
David and Njoku then against Baltimore. What do we think? You're probably playing Njoku anyway, though. You don't really have an option there, do you?
Yeah, but like Njoku's been decent as well. Like, you know, he can hit big games for you. I'd have no problem playing him.
Yeah. No problem at all.
That brings us on to a nice little matchup here now of Miami against Buffalo. This could have a lot of points. If it gets going properly, it could be a good game.
That's the hope.
I'd be recommending to play most pieces you can find here. Like the two quarterbacks are both in auto. Miami running backs is the issue here. Like, I suppose all the running backs in this game are a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, you have the same issue here on both sides. Because both running backs seem to be both getting involved at the moment, and both seem to be on like a 60-40 now, if not a 50-50 shift. So like you're rolling the dice behind these four, in what should be a favourable matchup. But I don't know. I think you try to stay away again from these lads at this point, especially in this kind of a match. It's gonna be high level, or it's gonna be a lot of points. And I think you want to stick to the wide receivers and nothing else.
No running back here seems to have been helpful at all in the last few weeks.
No, Mostert even has been very bad the last few weeks as well.
I think we knew that was going to happen when they got Jeff Wilson, though, didn't we? We said that here, that Jeff Wilson was going to kill Mostert owners.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle straight away. Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis has been bad. But can you move away from Gabe Davis for a matchup like this?
I was just like, even the last segment there where you just asked about Gabe Davis, I was thinking there, man, like I think at this point I'd rather play Zay Jones over Gabe Davis. He's had some real good weeks. He's had one kind of down week there, and then like I'd rather play Zay Jones at the minute. Trevor Lawrence is starting to find a bit of form. The Jaguars are looking some way decent. I think I'd rather go Zay Jones than Gabe Davis at the minute.
They're Dallas this week, though.
Yeah, I still think I'd go Zay Jones over Gabe Davis.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What about? Go on, Jamie.
No, I was just saying Gabe Davis has gone to that kind of point now where, like, is he that good anymore? Because like he has tanked about 6 or 7 weeks at this point.
Yeah,
I don't think if you're in a win now situation, I'm not taking that chance.
Gabe Davis or George Pickens against Carolina?
Stop asking us players on your team to start.
Let's
exactly
just go
what
through
you're
that
doing.
team.
Yeah.
All
He's
in it
done
together,
it.
boys.
Is he on my team? What?
Who's Pickens playing? Who's the Steelers got this week?
Carolina.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Pickens.
Claypool,
He's the number one guy there, like.
Claypool against the Philadelphia Eagles.
God, no. That's
You go to Gabe Davis.
That's a terrible question.
Yeah.
I'd rather not play either of them.
How about someone like Hollywood Brown against Denver?
No Kyler. I'm staying away from Arizona guys until I see what Arizona are like without Kyler.
Yeah, that's fair.
What'd you say?
It's not going to be good. Apologies. Now we'll scroll back up here. I was looking at the matchups. So we've talked the wide receivers, and Gesicki is dead to anyone who's been playing him, so we won't talk about him. Dawson Knox. Like, Knox is one of those people you just put in the lineup and kind of look away. There's nothing really you can do about it, is there?
Yeah, he's a carousel tight end this year, and just see what happens.
It's either going to be good or bad. There's going to be no middle ground with Knox.
Sometimes it's bumpy and fast. Sometimes it's slow and nice.
That could apply to
What are you talking about?
The tight end carousel. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Then Pittsburgh at Carolina. Is Kenny Pickett cleared to play in this game?
I have no idea.
Limited for week 15 practice.
Yeah, he's out with a concussion, though, and that was a fairly bad concussion too. Like, they don't seem to be taking any risk in concussions this year either. So,
limited
like,
practice, strange one.
Yeah, like a lot of them now seem to be out for like 2 weeks. So I don't know. I'll watch them.
I think for Pittsburgh, though, if Pickett plays or if Trubisky plays, I don't think it makes a massive difference to the offense. I don't think my own personal watching of Pickett is he hasn't been a million miles better than Trubisky.
No, Trubisky's he's worse for Pickens owners.
Yeah, he's worse in general as well. But
yeah, Pickett seems to really like Pickens. And when Pickett plays, Pickens pick up the points. If Trubisky plays, it seems to go more to Johnson.
How did Johnson do last week when he came in? Johnson got 8 targets, 6 receptions.
He had a decent week.
Yeah, both of them did all right last week by the looks of it. They both got Pickens only got 3 targets, but he got 3 receptions out of it. Pickens just seems to be a generally low reception guy anyway. It's just difficult by the looks of Pickens.
He's kind of they're big play kind of guy, isn't he? Or they tend to try go to him a little bit more in the red zone and stuff.
Like DJ Moore is not an option for anyone really this week. He hasn't really been an option for anyone this season.
He should have been traded away as soon as he had that big game, or you should be looking at him on the waiver wire by now.
Yeah.
Najee Harris has been very consistent recently, so you're probably going to roll with Harris.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
A lot of full practice this week as well. And then the Carolina running backs, I don't know what you do here. Like, it seems to be a bit of a pendulum, is it?
I think you're sticking with Deontay Foreman if you have Deontay Foreman, and I don't think you're moving off of him. He's been too good to you since he's come in, like.
Yeah, but the thing with those Panthers running backs, right, and also last week watching the match, is just they run one lad into the ground, and next thing they go, here, Hubbard, and you go, run him into the ground, Blackshear, and you go, and they just go back and back around, and it fucking works. It was disgraceful.
Deontay Foreman had 21 attempts last week, and then I think it was 17 for Hubbard. I'll just check that to be sure, but like that's a lot of attempts for 2 running backs. Sorry, 14.
That's all they did. They would not throw the ball. The only thing they did was the exact same thing over and over again. They handed off the ball, they ran it, and they kept finding the space.
Well, would you throw the ball if your quarterback's name was Sam Darnold?
Oh, no. I'm not saying they're wrong. Like, it was very effective. But I'm saying for fantasy wise, like, if they get that run going again, you could start any of those 3 players and you could have a happy week. But if they don't, you're fucked.
Yeah, the big problem is for Carolina Panthers, the running back owners especially, is if Carolina go behind at all in a game, your game is fucked with them too. Like they're going to start trying to get into it. Sam Darnold's going to throw a heap of picks. The defense is going to spend a lot of time on the field. Then even when they are running the ball, the box is loaded. There's no room for the running backs to go. So you really need to have Carolina have a good start to a game in order to have a good game for Foreman or Hubbard. Like that's the key to them. Yeah, that's it. That's the other side of it. It's not like they're in for a particularly hard battle against Trubisky if he's playing.
Philadelphia at Chicago. Justin Fields has a cold, so that was lovely to see pop up on the report.
Yeah, it's a cold, really.
He came up that he was sick. I don't know what was going on there, but he's like questionable now because he's sick. It's always strange when you see that on like a practice report. He has an illness.
Not so much of an American hero now, is he?
No. Don't do it, Dan. Stop looking, Dan. Don't do it, Dan.
You asked for that one, Jamie.
But I think we've answered our question because we came back here a few weeks ago, right? And I was watching the games last weekend, and I was like, what were we even fucking talking about when we were judging Hurts against Fields and going and putting them in the same category? And it was just absolutely insanity from us to even be judging those 2 lads together. Because Hurts is just
the same one.
Okay, fine. Dan put them in the same category.
Don't drag us, the other 2, down with one.
Because Hurts is just 20 times the quarterback. Justin Fields can ever be.
Well,
Like,
it's easier to be better. Like the one thing that I will say about Fields is it's very much easier for Jalen Hurts to be that much better when you have two guys on the outside, one named AJ Brown, the other one named Devontae Smith, and your defense has probably the best quarterbacks it's ever had in its history, cleaning up on the back end of the defense, giving you the ball back in great position. It's chalk and cheese here. The Bears
totally.
traded away their good defensive players, and they're like, Justin, just run the ball. We'll be fine. Hurts is just told to run it whenever they need a first down, and they're stuck for one.
The Philly offense is very well tuned as well, though. They've got the great wide receivers, good tight end, a good running game. And then if you manage to stop all of that, you manage to stop the two alpha wide receivers,
Yeah.
keep the tight end in check, stop the running game. Hurts will just run it himself anyway. So you're just kind of like, you basically pick the way you get screwed with the Philadelphia offense.
And then even if you manage to stop it all, their defense comes out in the field. It's like, what do you do? Like,
Justin Fields is good for fantasy though, because the Chicago defense is so bad that they just have to go out and try a load of random shit to score points. So at least that way you will get points from Fields, but he will also throw a pick in there as well just to screw you.
yeah, no, I know why Fields is telling everyone he's sick, man. He's saying, I am not going out there running around with that defense. I don't want to die.
I'm playing Fields no matter what anyway this week. If he's fit, I play Fields. It's like, what's your other option if you're not playing Fields? You're going to play Jared Goff against the Jets?
Yeah, not to play Fields is the other option.
No. I know. In all seriousness, no. You have Fields, you're going to play Fields. He's that kind of Kyler Murray quarterback who's just fantastic for fantasy, because even when he plays shit, he's just going to run around for a while and pick up your points. So you always pick quarterbacks like that.
I don't know. Is he going to be able to do that this week though? Like the Eagles' defense has been really good, and I just don't see the Chicago line holding up against pressure. And then I think Fields could end up costing you a bit this week, man. He's going to get some points, but I don't think he's going to get over 20 this week. I think he's going to be below 20.
I couldn't see him being below 20 now because
I think so, man.
Is the thing. Like, he's essentially a running back.
Yeah, but they'll have coming into this, they're going to have a spy on him in that game. And even if he gets outside and throws the ball up, like their cornerbacks are just so good. Safeties have been really good. They'll take away the ball. Like anything that's not in the breadbasket for the receivers, even at that, they could still take it away. They've been brilliant at taking the ball away this year.
Do you have the stones to not play him is the question. Like, you've gotten this far with Fields. Would you honestly bench him?
No.
See, it depends who I have. I think I don't know what I do it for Goff.
Would you do it for...
I think I could do it for Kirk Cousins. I think I could drop him for Kirk Cousins at the minute. Kirk Cousins had a good game last week. He's a nice matchup this week. I think if Kirk was sitting there, I think I could trust going to Kirk Cousins for 1 week. Can't believe I'm saying that.
You'd have these options. You'd have Cousins against the Colts. You'd have someone like Deshaun Watson against Baltimore. Ryan Tannehill against the Chargers.
No, I think Cousins is the only one there I genuinely look at. And I know the Colts, they're good against the wide receiver. Justin Jefferson and Thielen are two animals. I think I'd rather ride with that than go against the Philly defense with Fields, who's going to be getting the majority of his points by rushing the ball, because there's a high probability he's going to end up coming out of this game.
I do have the decision, but I'm not even taking it as a decision. I'm just playing. I'm like, unless he gets whacked for illness, I wouldn't bet personally.
I fully understand everyone playing him, like, and I'm not in that position, so there's no way for definite you can ever say until you're in the position that, yeah, look, this is what I'm doing. But right now, sitting there, I think I would do it, but I can understand everyone playing him as well. Like, he's been very good since he decided to use his legs.
The running backs, Sanders and Montgomery. Probably Montgomery, you probably might have question marks because of the Philly defense. Jamie, you want to hop in there? He has been good though. Like,
I'd play the two of them.
hesitate.
Well, I'm kind of thinking more down to elements at this point because Chicago at the moment is like minus fucking 6 or 7. So there's a good chance this could be a really icy snow game. And if that's an icy snow game, they're not going to throw the ball. It's going to be runners. And like if that happens, then like Fields comes back into play, Montgomery's in play, Sanders in play. I think you're hearing more if you have the weather condition, like you're more in trouble with your wide receivers. Like Brown and Smith could be in trouble more than I worry about them more, to be honest, than starting Fields. Because that weather would like we seen it there for a few weeks ago at the Buffalo game. Like it just wasn't good. Like no one's gonna risk that.
Yeah, it's another question. Where it's do you have the stones to bench those two boys?
They don't. Yeah, like you. I don't think so. I think you could bench Smith, but I don't think you never bench AJ Brown.
No, I could never bench AJ Brown if he's gotten me this far. Smith has been very good. Like Goddard is back, so he might take some of the Smith targets as well. But like he's been very good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, did you see I pulled an absolute dick move in our league, actually. I picked up Goddard when I seen he was back. I was like, there's a heap of people who need tight ends. I don't even want them, and I just like nobody else is getting them. Pure sour, I got knocked out. Usually I don't do anything like that. Usually if I'm knocked out, I'm just like, I'm not too bothered. Like I'll set my lineup every week, but I'm not bothered picking up new players unless I have to. But I was like, fuck this, I'm taking him.
I didn't even go near the waivers this week. I was like, fuck that.
If you go back through the waivers, I haven't picked up anyone in like 3 weeks. But I've done the odd free agent here and there, but I was happy with my team.
I'm just picking up a pile of rookies at the moment, just in the hope they actually become like good next year. That's what I'm doing.
Claypool probably falls into the same like category as AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, but he's like he was never really a start anyway.
I don't think you play him anyway now.
Yeah, exactly. And then tight ends, Cole Kmet's probably going in though. Like he's been good when he has Fields there.
Yeah, I'd be playing Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
And then would you play Goddard straight after the return?
Well, I won't be this week. I would play him next week, but I won't be playing him this week.
Yeah, I don't think you do really.
Okay, that moves us on then. Kansas City at Houston. Houston, we've said it before, they get beaten by the running back. So Pacheco is an auto start, and then you can expect a lower return from Mahomes and his wide receivers, but like you're not going to bench Mahomes, even if it's playing just because he might get less points against Houston.
No.
Yeah.
You've never mentioned Mahomes. That's just insane. You can play the two running backs. Yeah, like, but McKinnon's he's an odd one, to be honest. Like he's a lad that could win you the week. He could get 30, 40 points easily, or you'll absolutely tank you and get absolutely nothing. I would be more happy playing Pacheco. I think he gets more snaps, more consistency, he's more likely to get you to like 10 points. But I don't think he gets more than that. Whereas McKinnon could either get 20 to 30 or nothing. You know, I think that's the risk you take here.
They might not need to pass at all, though. So like McKinnon kind of profiles the passing down back a bit more. Like Pacheco, like you say, he's the guy who's going to go in between the tackles. So he's probably the safer option this week.
Yeah.
The wide receivers, you'll notice I won't mention any Houston players in this. We don't really need to talk about that.
They're missing their only good player.
Like the wide receivers for Kansas City, I think it's just Juju really is the only one you actually consider playing. Like we're not messing with any other ones, are we?
Yeah, I'm not even like as a flex. I might play Juju, but I'm not considering him anywhere else in my team.
Yeah, he's a solid flex player. He did play well last week. He kind of came back from the concussion slowly and then had a big week last week. So it's just Houston, you don't need wide receivers to beat Houston. Like you can just run on them and the game is over. Well, the Cowboys made hard work of it, like, but
We did, yeah. That was very annoying to watch.
A 98-yard drive to beat the 111
Yeah,
and one
so
Houston
bad, like.
Texans.
And yet, like they
Travis
demolish
Kelce,
good teams.
beast.
Then, like,
Yeah, it's strange. It's an off day for the Cowboys. We won't worry about it too much. Speaking of the
you don't have to.
Cowboys,
I do.
I think the Cardinals thing was destined to be failure.
Yeah, it's a raw situation.
Dallas at Jacksonville. A lot of options here really to play this week. Like Dak and Lawrence are probably in your teams at this stage. Would you play Lawrence against this Dallas defense? No, he's been playing well. It's Dallas.
Yeah, he's been playing well. I think. Look, I think he's been playing so well. You're probably going to ride with him now at this point, because if he is your starter, he's your starter because you didn't have anything else really at that point. So you're probably not changing off him. But there's a high chance he's going to get absolutely murdered this weekend. Like that pass rush has been outstanding for Dallas. If they get ahead at all, Trevor Lawrence he's going to have a rough day.
Like he had 28 points against Baltimore, 18 against Detroit, and then 39 against Tennessee. Like you would have expected him to have a big game there against Detroit, but it just didn't seem to happen. But like big weeks.
Something has changed with Detroit though. In recent weeks, Detroit they've started to play on both sides of the ball a little bit, and then it falls apart on defense, and then they come back again. But they're not as bad on defense as what they were at the start of the year. It's like something has clicked there for them. They're actually giving teams a good game now the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think you play Lawrence. To be honest, no, he still don't even know if he's going to play, right? So, like, if that injury is as bad as they think, and they might start him, and then it just goes all badly wrong for him, they're just going to pull him. So, I don't think it's a risk. It's too much, or it's too much of a risk even to play him, I think.
The running backs then, Tony Pollard and Zeke. Like, I don't think you have much worry there with the two. But like, if you have one or the other, you probably just play them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just trying to pull up the stats here to see what this much you like for them. Have Jacksonville be particularly good against the run?
I don't think it really matters too much. The Dallas offensive scheme, the offensive plan every week just seems to be so good at working the two of them in. Like the team is going, offense is going as they're going. If they're playing well, the offense is humming along. Like Dak was awful for 3 quarters last week, and then in the last 2 minutes of the game decided, oh Jesus, I actually remember how to play and won the game. It was like, what the fuck did you play like that for the whole game? We'd have beat them by about 60 points.
They're 21st against the run, so they're like just below middle of the pack. So yeah, you definitely play it. But then on the other side, Jamie, are you going with ETN against this 4th ranked Dallas run defense?
No, I don't think so. No, ETN's starting to burn people now. He's I don't know what's wrong with him, because he was doing so well, and then it kind of came back off the bye, and then he just hasn't been the same force as he was before that.
This at all. Like, I'm only looking at the stat line here. I don't have any shares of him, so I kind of zoned out. But Jesus, yeah, some drop off.
What is that?
I never bought into ETN anyway. I thought he was too small. He's more of a pass catching back than he is a running back. He's like people. I've seen people compare him and Tony Pollard. The two of them are two kind of gadget guys. But Pollard has shown consistently for weeks now that Pollard can be a running back. He can just be an RB1 by himself. I think Etienne had a few weeks of that, and then people realized what the Jaguars were doing, schemed in for him a bit, and he's been completely irrelevant in the offense since.
Yeah.
I suppose we could put this to the test. Would you play Jamal Williams against the Jets, or would you play Etienne against Dallas?
So Jamal Williams is a funny one as well, like, isn't he? Because he's starting to burn people now as well. Not through any fault of his own, just the fact that the team aren't playing him as much as what they were.
I think
Yeah, but you
Swift.
kind of predicted that to happen, like once Swift came back.
Yeah, but I did expect Jamal Williams to continuously get touches after scoring him so many touchdowns and playing as well as what he did. I didn't think they just pivot off of him as easy as what they did to go back to Swift.
It's an NFL thing. American football teams do this all the time. You know, they have a number one. They stick to them. That's it.
I do feel bad for Williams this year, but
Oh,
just for the touchdown. Yeah, sorry, Jimmy. Go on.
No, 100%. I agree with you. He should be the RB1 there. He's been unbelievable all year. Like it's unbelievably harsh. Like to drop him to where he is now. Like to me, he's better than Swift at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think just for the touchdown upside, if we're picking out that matchup, I think I would go with Jamal Williams. Just
You realize
just
we're
on the
talking
off
about
chance.
lads.
Sorry, we've gone left. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, no, I think I play Jamal Williams over ETN. ETN hasn't done anything good enough in the last 3 or 4 weeks for me to say he deserves to play over Jamal Williams, who has been a touchdown machine all year. And I know he's fell off for a couple of weeks, but that touchdown upside is still, for me, it's still there. Like if they get to the goal line, he comes in, you're betting on him to get in 9 times out of 10.
Christian Kirk against this Dallas defense. I don't know if I would prescribe that personally.
The one thing is Dallas have lost 2 of their starting cornerbacks. Trevon Diggs is there, but he's a little niggle in the hand. He will play. I don't know, does he man mark Christian Kirk for the day? Deron Bland rookie guy, he came in and he's playing at slot. He's been playing really well, but Kelvin Joseph has been absolutely awful since he's come in for Dallas, and he plays out. He's outside the numbers playing cornerback. So Kirk or Zay Jones, whoever lines up against them, they could have a good day against Dallas there. The problem is with that is Malik Hooker seems to be covering for Kelvin Joseph a lot. He seems to be coming on his side a lot. So it's catch 22 there. Like I think I would play both of those guys, but Kirk probably a wide receiver too. Zay Jones maybe a flex. I think with the injuries Dallas have there, they could be gotten after this week.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think you go anywhere near him, to be honest. Like if I don't think Lawrence is healthy. If he's not healthy, just stay away from him all.
Yeah, see, that's the big thing as well. Like if Lawrence isn't healthy or not, you don't want to play any of those wide receivers really. Well, you'd be sticking with Kirk, I'd say, but you wouldn't play Zay then.
Yeah, if he's even questionable on the day, I would stay away from him unless he gets like full participation, say tomorrow, Saturday. Other than that, I'd stay away from him.
And then CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, you're probably just going to put those two in. Well, Michael Gallup, maybe not so much.
I'd play Michael Gallup as a flex.
Yeah, you could probably flex him.
Yeah, I'd be looking for other options if I had them, though, personally. You see, he hasn't really given you a whole lot. Like he's been okay.
No, and then I suppose on top of that, actually, the one thing we didn't mention yet is James Washington and T.Y. Hilton are now in for this week as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about T.Y. Hilton.
they're going to take snaps away or they could take targets away from the likes of Gallup. I think Lamb will stay fairly healthy on his target share, but I'd say Gallup could lose targets to Washington and Hilton because they signed Washington to be that downfield kind of speed threat, which Gallup tends to be that deep ball threat. So I'd say he could take targets away from Gallup this week.
Evan Ingram had a big boy week last week. And
yeah,
one
fuck you up.
Which wasn't brilliant. Yeah, so like this week, are you going back to the well? I know it's probably very hard to bench him after that week.
It is. The only thing is I will say about that is, look, I give Leighton Vander Esch some stick, but he's been good. The last few weeks, Leighton Vander Esch has been good, especially covering tight ends. And that Damone Clark, the rookie there after bringing in, Dan Quinn loves him. He's been really good in coverage too. So I wouldn't like to be a tight end playing against Dallas right now.
Yeah, Dallas are ranked number 1 against the tight end position.
Yeah, they've been good this year.
Yeah, so maybe stay away from him this week.
Dalton Schultz, feel free to put him in. There's no real
Yeah.
issue there. Atlanta at the New Orleans Saints. Play the New Orleans Saints defense against Ritter.
Haven't they been awful though?
I don't think the defense has been too bad, but again, this is a rookie QB coming into a game with a terrible offense. You're probably safe enough.
How do we know we're not going to get another push it to the limit guy?
And our Brock Purdy.
Well, no, I don't think he's going to throw the ball as well as Purdy, but
No, maybe not.
Ritter's got good legs on him there, man. He can run around the place.
Yeah, I say you probably stay away from all the Falcons here. You know, especially in New Orleans. Like, they're still good there. Like,
as per our previous, 10 weeks, 12 weeks of coverage on the Atlanta Falcons, don't play any of them.
they're somehow 5-8. We just have no idea how it got there.
Yeah. Well, Cordero Patterson did have an outstanding start, and then got injured, came back, played really well again for a couple of weeks.
He's not really blowing the gates off it though recently. Like, he's hurt you if you've played him recently.
Yeah, it's hard not to play him after he was so good last year, and he's been a game changer for him this year. Like, if you have him, you're probably playing him.
Would you play him or AJ Dillon?
I'd probably go Cordero there, even though AJ has been really good the last couple of weeks. I think I'd probably go with Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
Just for the guaranteed carries.
Yeah.
Patterson or Zonovan Knight?
Oh, I'd probably go Zonovan Knight, man. He looked good, didn't he?
Yeah, he does actually.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Drake London, you're not playing him, and then Kamara. It's been bad for Kamara, but this is the time that Kamara is going to come through. He has a nice, handy schedule here for the playoffs. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen this week. Like,
did you pick him?
Did I pick up Kamara? No, believe it or not, I didn't.
The way you said that was like, God, I need you to have a good game this week.
I have no Kamara shares, but like Atlanta are 22 against running backs. Next week they have Cleveland, who are 30th against running backs. Like, he is set up nicely. But
he is, yeah.
Like, he's killed teams so far, Kamara.
Do you know, out of my own interest, just a guy who I loved watching playing was Michael Thomas. What do Michael Thomas owners do? Like in keeper leagues, dynasty leagues, what do you do now, Michael Thomas? How many snaps has he, or how many games has he even played in the last 2-3 years? Like,
trade value.
Yeah, like what do you do? Do you just cut him? Do you hold him? What do you do at this point? Like,
you just have to get rid of him, surely. At this point, like, he's not valuable anymore.
No, it's in dynasty. Like, if you have dynasty rosters that have like 20 bench spots, yeah, fine. But otherwise, there's probably not much point, is there?
It's such a rough one, isn't it, for having like a premier wide receiver like him to just an injury like that take him out for so long. Like,
yeah, Olave, then, like, you're gonna play him in this game. It's a bit hard to even think about, really.
Yeah, like, really, it's only Kamara and Olave. I don't think you play anyone else here. So,
yeah,
it's not a very attractive lineup.
Nope.
No, it's a horrible game, to be fair, isn't it?
We'll move on to some more interesting games then. So, Detroit at the Jets.
Yeah.
These are like the most like plucky teams that you'll ever watch, though. Like, these are fun teams to watch.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Don't both speak at once.
I said this is going to be a good game.
Shane's excited.
Like,
That's
both
yeah,
quarterbacks.
I am.
Like, you could play either of these quarterbacks.
Play Mike White. He's a legend. I love Mike White now.
People probably
Dallas
have
legend.
this in between Goff and White on their teams, though. So, like, would you play Goff, who's been on absolute fire, against the number one Jets defense, or would you play Mike White against a very soft Detroit defense?
I don't think they're soft anymore, is what the stats say they are, though. They've been good in recent weeks.
I think you can get at them with the wide receivers. I think you can't run on Detroit handily.
Yeah, a lot of the Jets' offense relies on the run, though, to set up play action.
It's a hard question. I don't know what like the Jets' defense is so good, like especially against the pass. So, are you willing to play Goff in that situation?
Not particularly. He has been very good, even just watching him. Like, he doesn't look like the Goff we knew that. Yeah, he might throw 2 touchdowns, but he could throw 2 picks as well. But the team was so good around him, or even in Detroit, the offense was good enough around him to get him through. He looks like he's after steadying himself. He's cut out a lot of the picks. He's playing a lot better. But for some reason, my gut is telling me go Mike White for this game. I think Mike White is the choice in this game.
I think 100%. Yeah, like that Jets defense are just too good. Like they've shut down some elite quarterbacks this year, and yeah, Goff's had a couple of good weeks, but he's going like this is exactly when he burns you. Is when you there saying, "Oh yeah, Jared Goff, decent quarterback. He's gonna win me my matchup. He's not gonna win your matchup. He's going to kill you." Exactly. I'd be all in. If it was a choice, I'd be all in Mike White.
The running back then for Detroit, we've touched on them extensively.
Let's go again.
Andre Swift, Jamal Williams. Like Swift hurt you last week if you played him. Like he didn't play well at all.
Yeah, it's turning into that nightmare situation where they really want Swift back in at RB1, and it's just like, what are you doing? Just play Williams. He was very, very good. Give Swift the rest of the season to recoup, and if you want to go with him again next year, go ahead. Throw him in on a few downs, whatever, but don't be making him your lead back. He's not able. He's shown that.
Say you're in your fantasy playoffs, though, and you have DeAndre Swift on your team. You drafted DeAndre Swift to be a stud running back, and you're coming into this week. Like, are you looking at benching Swift?
No, look, in that situation, you are probably playing him. Like, but as I've said with Swift all year, Swift was out so early on for so long that you probably picked up some bit of a decent replacement or traded for someone and got some bit of a replacement for him. So you should have someone there that you can throw in instead of him. Swift is one of those guys that if you did draft him that high, you're probably lucky he went out early, that you have cover in for him if you're in the playoffs now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had Swift in another league, and yeah, I haven't benched for a long time. I haven't played him in a while, to be honest, and I don't really feel like playing him either. Like there's plenty better options there. Like on the other side, look at Knight. Knight's a 10 times better option than him, and he was probably on the waivers last week, as close to as soon as last week. John, like you should have picked him up.
Would you play Swift or Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Oh, Pacheco.
Pacheco against the Texans. Yeah, it's fair enough. Say, like, would you play Pierre Strong? That's that New England running back, isn't it? Would you play him or would you play Swift? They have the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing Strong.
That's hard to know. He's an unknown quantity. That's not a great one to put in there.
Stevenson out.
Stevenson's out, yeah, but would you go to Patterson against the Saints?
I'd probably go with Patterson.
Yeah.
Patterson over Swift?
Yeah.
Okay, nice know there. Zonovan Knight, we're playing Zonovan Knight anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
The wide receivers then, Amon-Ra, he's auto. Garrett Wilson's probably moved into auto territory as well.
I would think so, yeah.
The next two guys we'll talk about there a little bit. These are interesting names like Chark and Elijah Moore. both feel like iffy options that would have upside.
Yeah, there's a lot going there.
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't think
honest.
I'd go with Shark just because the Jets defense. I think I'd be staying away from Shark, but Moore, I think I could play Moore. I think I could flex him, even though Shark had the better week last week. Like just because it's the Jets defense, like Shark ends up on Sauce, they throw a ball up in the air there. I'd be backing Sauce to come down with it 9 times out of 10.
The tight end position, then you can look Conklin's way maybe, but he's a lower end option in my opinion.
Can you though? Like he had a 5-point game week last week. I think he'd be just as safe moving off of Conklin. Like I could take it or leave it. Like if he's there and I just don't feel like changing, yeah, fine. But if you really want to just shake it up and just say like, who can I grab? Just go get a different one.
One.
A different one. No names, just a different one.
Just a different one. I really don't care who it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're dead in Conklin at this point. Like he hasn't been good for a long time.
Even with the plus matchup, you don't care.
No, like I could go get Cade Otton against Cincinnati. Could do that.
Yeah,
Hunter Henry for New England there. He's a couple of good weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, they played the Cardinals last week, so they don't count.
You could go get Austin Hooper from Tennessee. He seems to be becoming a bit of an option out there.
Yeah, if you have Greg Dulcich play him, he'll score this week.
I have Dulcich. I got Dulcich and I have Dallas Goedert just to be a dick.
Dare you to flex him.
I might just. I think Fournette's in my flex at the minute.
Arizona at Denver. Is Russell Wilson cleared? I don't know what happened with him. He's limited on Thursday.
This is like battle of who can suck more.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if it's Russell Wilson or Ripien. Like,
no,
Ripien just won't run around the pocket as much.
Yeah, Ripien looked better. Ripien looked alright when he came in, to be fair to him.
I can't see the Cardinals scoring a lot of points here against this Denver defense.
I think this could be a very kind of run-heavy day.
Yeah, well, James Conner has been good, but again, for Denver defense, like James Conner has looked very good in fairness to him.
Yeah, that would happen. I traded him away.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably all they have now.
I got Metcalf back, so I don't feel too bad.
But like the only thing the Cardinals have now is James Conner. Like they don't have any other options. So nothing like with Murray gone now. Hopkins is like, if you're a Hopkins owner, you're very worried like as to what's going to happen now, because he's definitely like one of your higher wide receivers. You're going to feel the need. You have to play Hopkins, but I don't think you do here.
I think Hopkins still gets his in most games anyway, because he's just so egotistical that like he's still going to score you okay points, but the upside is probably going all right.
Yeah, this is the downside outweighed it. It's called Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, Hollywood Brown from your lineup, like you're not playing Hollywood Brown in this situation anymore.
No.
Jerry Jeudy on the other side, he's probably going into your wide receiver 2 position at this stage.
Yeah, Jeudy has come alive a bit, hasn't he? Especially with the big game week last week.
You're getting a bit friskier.
It's only a matter of time before he goes down injured again. That's a fact. Jerry the Glass Man Jeudy, right?
Latavius Murray there.
Charlie agrees.
He's a glass man.
He's very aggressive on this fact. Talk Latavius Murray there. Like it's low.
Yeah. No, nobody wants Latavius Murray. Like, why the fuck would like? You stay away from those Broncos running backs. They're no good for anyone.
Yeah, it's so funny how it works. Like in the last year, the Broncos backfield was just like Everyone was like, "Oh, it'd be brilliant to get Javante Williams. Even Melvin Gordon would be a good pickup." And this year, it's just like, it just sucks so bad.
They all suck. You know, you're not going with Murray. Like, you don't want him. Like, there's definitely better options out there.
I don't know. Are you
Latavius
like
Murray.
in that case? Then are you pivoting to Marlon Mack, who had the 14-point week last week? Like,
Oh my! No, you're staying away from him. Like, you're
he
not
had a
pivoting
14-point
anywhere.
week.
You're
But
not
he was
pivoting.
But he was just activated last week, wasn't he? He had a 14-point week. They clearly like something they have in Marlon Mack. Like, are they going to continue to go to Marlon Mack, especially if Russell Wilson isn't there? Are they going to
Yeah,
lean
well-
on the run game a bit more? Is he worth the flex position?
He had two receptions and he had 3 carries. The only reason he
Yeah.
got 14 points is because he broke out on a screen pass and he scored like a 68-yard touchdown. That's all happened.
well, he might do it again.
He might, but like, I'm not taking that chance.
Just to circle back to Murray, I think you can play Murray if you're happy to get 10 points. Like if that's what you're like, if you need that, fair enough. But don't expect any big blow up out of it. Like,
Do you think he gets 10 points?
it's like look at the matchup. Like, Arizona have been terrible against running backs. They've been gashed against running backs every game. Like,
Yeah. So play Marlon Mack.
If you're going to play
Don't-
one, you're going to play Murray. But like, I still don't think you're going to be comfortable playing him.
Yeah, like I would stay away from it personally. I just like if
No,
you're
like,
going to play, my point is, if you're willing to play Murray, you should definitely be willing to play Mac. It's just the chance of one of them scored is as high as the other. Like,
Fair enough, yeah.
and then Greg Dulcich, you play him against Arizona because Arizona can't stop tight ends.
and Dulcich has been playing kind of good.
Yep.
New England at Las Vegas, man. Like, the Raiders are they just make no sense as a team at all. Like,
They have
they
the
can just
number
go
one
out.
wide receiver, the number one running back, and they're 5-8.
Makes a whole pile of sense.
Like, on the New England side, this game, I don't think you can, like, everyone's injured. Like, everyone's questionable. Someone's going to have to score a point. Or some
they?
points. Sorry.
I think
maybe-
it could be time for the kicker matchup: Nick Folk versus Carlson.
Vegas are going to lose this game because that's what they do. Like, but
Well, it's because Nick Folk is better than Carlson.
Yeah, do you know what? You're right. It could be a kicker matchup here.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this game isn't New England versus Las Vegas. It's Nick Folk versus Carlson.
Yeah, and, like,
we'll get into the individual players here. So Jacobs and Adams, they're straight in. We won't question that. That's it for Vegas for me. Are you guys interested in Hollins?
No, I'm not playing anyone
No,
else. They'd be the
no.
only two guys I'd look at.
I haven't actually even, like, there's no real other options on this team at all. I haven't really done much digging into them. There's nothing there. Like, Foster Moreau, are you interested?
No, I think is Waller activated back for this week?
himself and
Yeah,
Renfro, I
they're-
think, are back.
Yeah,
No,
so the
then
two of them are going to be
I'm
back
not
in. soon.
interested in Waller coming
Yeah,
off.
but
Interested.
Monroe he's not going to get the same game time.
The Patriots side, then, like, the running back spot is just a massive question mark because Harris got in a limited practice, but that means nothing. Ramondre Stevenson isn't practicing. You can't really bank on having him. So then Pierre Strong, the other Harris, I don't know if I have the stones for that.
I think you could play whoever is fit. Whoever has the out and out kind of running back room there. Like Stevenson's out, play Harris if he's in, and they're both out, you play Strong. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'm just staying away from it unless Stevenson is fit. I'm not touching any of them.
And then like the same can be said then for the wide receiver position. Like you can't talk yourself into any of them, and that's like
It's something that doesn't make any sense to me with the Patriots, because when Zappi was in, like Parker, Myers were viable options on people's fantasy teams, and when what's his face plays Mac Jones, they don't seem to be viable at all. Like how could he be the better quarterback yet the wide receivers don't see as much volume or score as much? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
He's not the better quarterback. Zappi is.
I'll be honest with you.
Much
Every time
better.
you see the Patriots on red zone, it's the defense doing something. Like like when you watch red zone, they don't appear at all. You see their score the next day, and you go, "Oh, the Patriots won again." But like,
Yeah.
you don't know what the hell they did it like.
Nick Folk. They don't show kicks on red zone.
Tennessee at the Chargers. This could be an interesting game. Both teams are 7-6.
This is Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, isn't it? Like, this is the two of them rolled all over. Like,
is this the first week that the Chargers will have all their wide receivers?
They're all back last week too.
It's not that yet. Until they're all out in the field. Yeah, until they're all out in the field, I'm not saying that.
They were all out in the field last week.
Yeah,
Were they?
Yeah, Mike Williams had a big game. Keenan Allen had a decent game. Trust me, I have a lot of Chargers. I know all about them.
I did not watch anything from the Chargers.
Yeah,
even Palmer
had
back. Game, but like I'd say bench Palmer in this situation because the two boys are probably coming back full strength now, aren't they?
Yeah. I think Palmer's gone at this point, but the two boys definitely. I mean, this is where the Chargers come alive again.
Burks still isn't practicing, so I don't think Burks is going to be back from that concussion again this week.
No, I doubt it.
Then,
yeah,
it's not really an option you're looking at.
No, you don't want to go to both wide receivers at all. Like the only person you're playing tight inside is Henry, and the only person you really want to play. Like I don't think there's anyone else. Maybe like
you're not looking at Chiga Okonkwo.
Yeah, he had a good game. The tight end that they have.
Yeah,
he's and Austin Hooper. They've gone to a lot more two tight end sets. They're passing out of that now as well to keep people off balance, since they don't have the wide receivers outside to do it, and their tight ends have been getting a lot of work.
I'm going to be playing him this week. I'm going to roll the dice.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, especially if Barks is missing. Like you're not going to trust Woods. That's your primary wide receiver. Like, it's caused piss me there. So like, if Barks is definitely out, then yeah, you're probably the two tight ends. You know, they're both probably in play.
And then Jamie,
go on, Shane.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Jamie, is he taking a bit of Dicker then?
Oh yeah, love me bit of Dicker. He's a great kicker. He really is. Like.
We skipped over the quarterbacks, but it's kind of self-explanatory. You're not going to look at Tannehill. Herbert.
Did we really?
Yeah. Herbert, you're going to put in your lineup straight away anyway, so you wouldn't worry about it too much. Although he hasn't been good at all this year, Herbert.
Nope. That was the did we. That's why I said did we.
Well, with the two lads back now, I think you can play Herbert. So I trust a bit more now.
He's been playing hurt most of the year. You see, that's his big problem. Like, I think Herbert, even without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, like if he wasn't hurt, I think he has the talent to be good enough, viable every week, regardless of wide receiver situation.
Yeah.
Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Man, Tampa did not have a good week last week.
No, Tom Brady sucks now.
It's
He does, doesn't he? It's kind of sad.
It's not his fault. It's the O line. They don't have an O line anymore. There's only for so long you could say, "Oh, next man up, he'll just do the job." There's not like 4 guys in the team who could play the same position. Like they don't have that. What are they? They're down to like their 3rd string center. They're like they've. I don't think do they have one starter left from the start of the season on offensive line. I don't think they do.
Yeah, like I think they started the season with the 3rd string, didn't they? I think the first 2 lads went down like before a ball was even kicked.
It's crazy, like if you can't keep the pressure off the quarterback for a couple of seconds, like, and Brady's really good at getting rid of it fast, but like, problem is with that, this team is built for deep bombs down the field. They're built to gash you down the field. They haven't been able to do it because they can't keep a pocket. Never mind keep him clean. The pocket itself is just collapsing instantaneously.
Yeah.
Going to the fantasy options then. Brady, you're probably benching, like you're not really thinking about that. Rashad White, though, like good question in this game.
Yeah, I'd play Rashad White, 100%. Like even with him looking really shit last week, he was still in spurts. He was still pretty good. So yeah, I'd keep rolling the dice and White for a while.
Fournette is back fully fit this week, though. That's the only thing.
But they seem to like White at the moment.
Yeah.
I still roll the dice.
Fournette had the slightly better week between the two of them.
I think he can play both of them, but I think Rashad White had a bit more usage, but that kind of then like he's taking the passing down work as well, isn't he? So
yeah,
they were in catch up that whole game, weren't they? Like,
yeah,
they'll be in catch up again all this game. Like the Bengals, it's a good week to play your Bengals players. It's always a good week to play the Bengals, though.
Yeah, I was about to say it. Yeah, like you just load up all the Bengals, you just go for it. So
Burrow and Mixon straight in.
Yeah, like you could even probably go down to Tyler Boyd at this point. Like,
well, again, I don't think I'll be playing
Higgins, wasn't there? I think there was something wrong with Higgins.
Yeah,
he was hamstring. He's back.
Yeah, and they told no one. Idiot here put him on his bet.
I know. Yeah, the guy I was playing this week had 2 players who scored nothing.
Always a nice way to start. Jamar Chase, yeah, fair enough. Like Higgins with a hamstring, I might sit him just because I'd be worried about that. Like it's a playoff week.
Yeah. I don't know. If he is playing, he's healthy. I think you have to play Higgins. He's that good. Like and I think you just load up as many Bengals as you can possibly can. Like even if Boyd is back, I think you can't even play Boyd. Like they just love to throw the ball on it. You know,
Mike Evans. Oh, it's been rough.
I'm not playing Evans, man. I don't care if I drafted him in the first round. I'm not playing Mike Evans. That ship has sailed.
Same can be said for Godwin, though. He hasn't been that great either.
Yeah, but I think Godwin does have that little bit more of an upside. Brady seems to be going to him a bit more as well. He's getting the targets there. He's actually catching the ball a bit. He's had the more consistent, well, not I don't think consistent, but the bigger weeks recently as well.
And Cade Otton.
Yeah, Brady's a real tight end guy always, though, isn't he? Like Cade Otton is nothing special, but he's the chance of getting you over 10 points. Like if you're on that tight end carousel, I'd have no problem playing Cade Otton.
I think I'd rather play Otton than any of those 2 wide receivers. Like to be honest, I think Godwin and Evans have probably burnt you to the ground at this point.
Like Godwin, he only had a 29-point week. What 3 weeks ago? 15-point week 2 weeks ago, 7-point week last week. Like, has he really burnt you too bad recently? I think I could still stomach playing Godwin. I could not stomach playing Evans.
Yeah, I suppose.
Cincinnati's defense has been okay against wide receivers as well. You know, it's you probably have to play Godwin, but it's a dangerous game. The Giants at Washington.
What a
Ooh.
game! What a
Yeah.
game!
They only played 2 weeks ago and had a draw, didn't they?
Yeah,
Well,
which
this
was
is a
great
mo-
for the Cowboys.
both these teams have to win, so they both have to go for it. So there's
Yeah.
surely some viable options in here.
So both defenses are going to get a lot of points.
Yeah. As he scans the teams and sees absolutely no one.
Like, yes. So Saquon, you're just playing him. Like, there's no question mark there. But like, is Terry McLaurin the only one that I'm kind of looking at on the Washington side that I think?
Yeah, I think he is. Realistically, I think he is.
I'd say you probably play Brian Robinson, no?
I'm not even sure how they've been snapping that out recently. That Gibson and Robinson thing, like I kind of zoned out of it.
Especially after the bye. It's one of them things. They come back off the bye week, and Gibson could be starting. Like you just don't know.
Yeah.
In fairness to Robinson, he has been consistent. You probably are going to roll, but I don't know. Like he's questionable as well. It's just these teams that have 2 running backs. Both these idiots are questionable. Great. Brilliant.
You stupid! How dare you get injured?
What do you mean you get hurt when people hit you?
Weak ass pussy.
Tight ends in this game, no thank you.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, no.
Talking Darius Slayton, Shamey?
Who even is the Giants tight end?
That lad who got poked in the eye. Bellinger, is that his name?
He's not even listed.
What do you mean he got poked in the eye?
I think he's out, is he?
He got like his it's like week 1 or something. He got like completely like eye gouged, and they basically broke a bone around his eye. So now he has to always, for the rest of his career, like wear a visor because this bone is so weak. Like,
oh Jesus!
Yeah, no, I'll get you a link for the injury. It was pretty.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's okay, man.
I remember that. I did see that. I had forgotten about it.
Okay, so that moves like Slayton. Jamie, talk about Slayton. Any interest?
No.
No, fair enough. We'll move on to the next game.
I think you can flex Slayton, man. Come on,
you're not.
Definitely flex
you're
Slayton.
not. No, you're not playing wide receiver from the Giants. No,
go back into Slayton's last few weeks, man. Bar the Eagles, who have an extremely good defense. Look at his last few weeks. He's definitely a flexible option. No, it's not average. It is very much above average. Go back to week 7 when Slayton started getting the ball. 39 by 17, 11, 7, 12, 5. That's his weeks. He is definitely flexible.
Would you play Slayton if you had him?
Yeah, I have him.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do have him. Are you going to play him?
Well, I have better players to play him, so I won't.
There
be
you
playing
go.
him. But,
That's my point.
Be playing him.
But there's definitely better players out there.
I don't know, man. Like I do like the team I have. Like he's just like I could play him this week. I have Lazar currently in my flex, but I could definitely flex Slayton. I just think the Los Angeles Rams are so bad that I'm going to put in Alan Lazar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have AJ Dillon playing as well against the Rams this week. Like,
yeah, I'm not going there now.
The Rams at Green Bay.
We forgot about Curtis Samuel.
Shut up! If I didn't mention Will Dissly, you're not mentioning Curtis Samuel.
Fair enough.
Curtis Samuel been relevant in the last few weeks? I haven't paid any attention to him.
No. He's been very bad.
He got 11.6 against the Giants last time, but I don't know. I wouldn't be playing that game. The Rams at Green Bay. Is Rodgers in consideration in this game?
God, no.
No, we've all moved past it. Rodgers isn't
Yeah.
QB for us anymore. That's fine.
So is Rodgers.
Yeah, I suppose really. Yeah, no, I can't even go there. No, so.
That Ab was in a bit of pain there, I'd say, was it?
And if it's going to come right, it's going to come right here. You know,
The Rams have
in,
been very
in Lambeau, must win game. You know,
The Baker show is on.
yeah, they're definitely going to lose. And
I could actually see, I could see the Green Bay defense having a good day here. Like, I think that Baker was a bit of a apparition. We'll get the old Baker back now.
Yeah, now that he knows the playbook, he knows where to throw it to the defense.
Aaron
Yeah,
Jones.
look- yeah, like you're definitely playing Aaron Jones. You're playing that AJ Dillon too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think to be honest, you load up a lot of the Packers here. Like I think you do play Jones, Dillon, Watson, Lazard.
I think I
With
draw the
the
line.
way the Rams have been playing, you should be loading up on them. The only thing is, I'll actually be interested to see. I reckon Watson, just for his deep threat that's there, I think Jalen Ramsey might shadow him for the game. It'll be interesting to see how good Watson is against one of the better cornerbacks in the league. Even though he hasn't been outstanding this year, he's still, you got to respect Jalen Ramsey. Like,
Lazard's been bad though. You actually going for Lazard?
I think it's just that Rams defense is so bad.
Lazard's been out. He's an injured too. Like,
yeah, he seems to be injured every week. Every week on Sleeper, I get a notification saying Al Lazar's health status has changed, and then on game day, it's like Al Lazar is now healthy.
He's not been out though. Like he's playing 98,
Yeah.
92, 100,
Yeah.
94% of the snaps.
yeah, no,
he's
he's
injured
playing,
all
but
week.
he's
It doesn't
just
practice a whole lot.
basically, yeah. Like this is the Aaron Jones show at this point. Like he's the main focal point of that offense. So if he's not taking, that offense isn't taking anymore. Like Jones is the must play here. Everybody else is you could push them if you want.
And then Akers on the other side, like he's getting more of the ball, but like it's a low end play.
Yeah, but Packers are notoriously shit against running backs. So you know, if you want to play anyone, if you want to play Akers at any times by year.
Ben Skoranek is the man in this game by
Ben Skoranek moved up to the number one wide receiver for the Rams on Sleeper.
I told you it would happen.
Shane called this. Like
It was only a matter of time.
he called this about 10 weeks ago.
Yeah. I was like, Ben Skoranek, man. He's just, do you know what? I'm delighted for him because he's just one of those. He's just one of those guys. He's like when he gets the ball and you see the game is on TV and you're just watching it. He jumps off the screen at you. I'm just like, why are they throwing it to Ben Skoranek more? He's doing some class shit with it, like.
And he's got a class name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no downside to Ben Skoranek.
Can either of you actually suggest playing him this week, though?
Oh God, no! But like, it could be all sitting here with like regret next week. Going, damn, we should have really suggested playing Ben Skoranek.
I think that kind of wraps up this matchup. Then there's nothing really to talk about here. Like, I don't think you're playing anything really on the Rams side, and like maybe Van Jefferson. You're not going to play Higbee.
I'm not playing Van Jefferson over Skoranek, man. If I'm playing any wide receiver, it will be Skoranek. I'm not playing any of the rest of them.
Well, that brings us nicely to the end of the show. Then, what time is the World Cup final on Sunday? Is that done before Red Zone?
3:00. It's on.
Is it 3?
Oh, nicely.
Yeah, 3:00 kickoff on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Let's go to the pub early. So
I'm not going to the pub. But
Oh, what a hard life.
We've our work Christmas due tomorrow night, so and I have a car to pay for and everything. I might not even end up going to the work do. So poor.
We'll be busy on Sunday. Actually, Christmas time, World Cup final on. Yeah, you need to be in the pub from like 9:30.
I hate the fact that the World Cup is on at Christmas. It's actually taken away from my Christmas. I just enjoy my Christmas time with no World Cup because it's meant to be on in the summer when I can enjoy it.
Yeah, could you imagine how good this World Cup would have been in the summer? Like, it would have been class.
Yeah, there would have been so many fatalities on the pitch. Jesus Christ, like they're all dying over there in the heat in the middle of December, man. It would have been good to play it in the summer, but I shouldn't have been there anyway.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
we won't
whole
go
other debate.
podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole other debate.
We'll leave it there, folks. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, we hope you win your playoff matchup, and follow us on Twitter, like and subscribe on YouTube, all the normal stuff. Say goodbye, lads.
Look, lads, best of luck.
Adios.